All right. Hello, hello. Um, been slingshotted into a new world. Actually, it's a very, very old world that I haven't been into in a long time. Integrated Signs is hiring a new sales rep. We lost a sales rep. We let a sales rep go, and then this new sales rep that we had didn't pan out. We thought he had what it takes, but he didn't. And so we're now on the hunt again for new sales reps, and this time we have a new female coming in. I have high hopes, lots of optimism. But we really haven't just talked about what it takes to nurture and cultivate a salesperson. And I did it in some of my earlier podcasts, probably episodes 2, 3, or 4. And back then, I really didn't know how to create a podcast, how to tell stories. So those are horrible. Don't ever listen to those again, but we're going to talk about it right here. In the interview process, I found a couple really cool things for the interview of just sales. You can't do this for everybody, but you can do it for sales. One of the things that I found really good was sales is what? An optimist, right? They're also an extrovert. They have to go out and they have to meet people and not be afraid to shake hands, look somebody in the eye, make promises, and back them up. There's a lot that goes into that. So you need an extrovert. I mean, that's a given. We all know that. How do you find an extrovert? Well, that's a little bit harder. One of the secrets that I have found that actually worked really, really well was when I would interview people in the first time, and I did this a couple of times last time. We were really looking for somebody that worked really well, and we're going to do it again this time. I bring everybody on a one-on-one interview. Very simple, one-on-one to talk. Are you an extrovert? Oh, yes, I am. Do you love sales? Oh, I love sales. And they're lying through their teeth sometimes. Hopefully not every time, but they are. So I said, okay, we're going to bring you in for a second interview. Here's a secret. When I bring that person back for a second interview, I bring back my other 2 sales reps that already work for me, put them in the same room, act like they don't know each other. And then I walk in and say, thank you everybody for coming. You guys have all applied for the salesman position. This is a secondary interview and this is going to be a group interview. Now, I know what some of you are saying right now. You are an ass. Yes, it is stressful. I will give you that one. But there's a genius to the madness here. By putting them all in a room, a typical, normal extrovert will automatically rise to the occasion. You go throw an extrovert into a bar, they're coming back out with new friends, 100%. Because they want to talk to people and say hi. And everybody that goes to a bar secretly wants to say hi to people and meet with people and connect. Whether they don't know how to or whatnot, it's a different story, but they want to connect. An extrovert's going to make that happen. If you put 3 people in a room, the extrovert will rise to the top. If they lied about being an extrovert, they will sit there and clam up and not raise their hand and not answer the questions. And it's very simple to see. This is a pass-fail meeting. Super simple. So what I did was I brought this person into the room with 2 other people that were already my employees, but they played off as candidates. And then we asked a bunch of questions and they were told to sit down for, a second or 2 to make sure that the other person had a chance to answer. And if not, then they were to step up and answer. And we were going to see the level of extrovert this person was. 3 people didn't answer one question of the candidates for sales that claimed they were an extrovert. Wouldn't answer one question in the group setting for over 20 minutes. They were an introvert and they were a liar. And I would have wasted a month of my time trying to figure that out before I finally said, this isn't cut out for you. So use my example on interview number 2 for finding a sales rep, a person that's going to be your voice. It's going to be the example of your company moving out to the outside world and represent you. You got to have somebody that's on point and dialed in. So number 1, the group interview, genius, works like a charm, and you really see who's truly an extrovert and who wants to make friends. All right. Number 2, when they get hired on, what's your training policy? What do you do and what do you go through? I will be very honest with you. My training policy is very non-PC. I don't follow any of the PC rules because that's not real life. And I'll argue that till the cows come home. The real world is attractiveness sells, confidence sells, knowledge sells. So you need to be the best version of you. Am I looking for runway models? Absolutely not. Am I looking for the best version of you? 100% I am. Do you have clothes that fit you? I will tell you that a lot of people around here do not know how to dress themselves. Do not know where the shoulder line hits right here on the shoulder line for your shirt. Don't know how to tuck in a shirt, what pants fit. Fashion, that's for teenagers. All the crazy clothes, those are for teenagers. We're now adults. You got to look proper in something that looks inviting. You know, when you go out somewhere and somebody looks clean and well dressed, they instantly catch your eye. Why? Because they're attractive. I'm not saying runway attractive. I'm saying they know how to dress themselves, which adds to a level of confidence. They're intertwined. So in your training program, you might need to teach them how to dress themselves. You say it's not for you? Well, they're representing your company. So yes, it's for you. Yes, they're representing you. You have to teach them. You want to call it a uniform? Fine. I don't care which rock you hide underneath. You got to teach them how to dress. That is number one. Number two, make sure, and hopefully if they're extrovert, they already got this, how to look somebody in the eye, smile and shake a hand. Nobody wants a limp handshake, right? Nobody does, but that means I'm unconfident. Help. No. Boom. Firm handshake. Look them in the eye. Those are the things you need to teach. So when they go out to represent your company, they are representing a good version of your company. What other training tools do you guys have? Knowledge? Yeah, you're going to teach them knowledge. And that takes time. So you want to stay close to your sales reps for the first month or two to make sure that they are truly how you want to be represented. Because if they go rogue and they start saying, oh, we can't do it for 8 weeks, nothing we can do. You as an owner would die over that statement. I know I would die over that statement. We need to make sure that they know what to say. We are very busy right now taking all of our current clients, but that's because they come to us because we know how to get the job done. It is going to take a little bit longer than you wanted, but I promise it's worth the wait. That's the answer we're looking for. That's a good salesman. Stay with us. We're busy because we're good. The guys that aren't busy, that's because they're not any good. You know, you need to put that shadow of a doubt into our competitors and make sure we land them. And say why we're good, why we're busy. You know, those are the things you look for. So staying close to your sales reps and training them and tell them how to talk and how everything's going to be in a positive nature. No, we're really good. That's why we're here. It is going to take another week longer, but trust me, that sign will not fall off the wall and it's going to be there to be shine brightly. We have to make sure to do all our quality assurances so your sign shows up perfectly. All the good answers on why it takes longer. You know, you have to cultivate that with a new sales rep. All right. Now that training is somewhat done and you've thrown them to the wolves, and now you can only kind of teach them through errors, how are you grading them? Do you have a grading system? If you say, oh, I just kind of pay attention to them, that means there's no marker. That means they have no idea what to strive for. I want you to make 2 sales a month. I don't care the quantity, the dollar amount, just 2 sales a month. I want you to open 10 projects, 10 new potential sales, and I want you to sell 2 of them a month. That's got markers. That has a benchmark. That has a place for a milestone for them to go. You guys need to be thinking about things when you bring somebody on. You can't just say, do the best you can, because their best is never going to be their true best because there's no marker. So they have nowhere to strive for. So they need to have markers. Inside of Scorecode, we have the volume report. That volume report is how I keep track of my new sales reps. It says how many jobs they open in a given time period. How many jobs did they sell in a given time period? What was the dollar amount of all the proposals they created? What was the dollar amount of the proposals that they actually sold? You know, and I can glean a lot of information. If they're opening up 30 projects in a month, that's 1 a day. That's great. If they're selling 15 to 20 of those, they're over 50%. Great. If they're selling all the projects that are under $5,000 and nothing over $5,000, aha, now we got a problem. Now I see that when the money gets big, they get scared and they're giving off their fear pheromones to the client. You know, you go, Aaron, what's a fear pheromone? I'll teach you. I'm going to do that right now. Well, you know, this is going to be a great sign for your company. It only costs about $12,000, but if other than that, we should be okay. You literally watch your sales rep lower his voice when it comes to the price tag. He's literally embarrassed to say it, and it shows through his tone and his volume. For me, you can hear the confidence in my voice. This is going to be a great sign. You're going to love it. These are the reasons X, Y, and Z. I have faith in the voice that I'm using, and the client's going to hear that in my tone. So be careful. And I've been here before. I've had a great sales rep, extrovert, loved life. He was great. Everybody loved him. As soon as it came to close, he would just fold. It was crazy. And we had to work a long time over the course of a year to get him not to fold and have confidence. So you got to stay close to him. Have them blind carbon copy on all the emails. Make sure what they're writing makes sense. Make sure they know how to write. I hate to say it, but with all of these abbreviations and text messages, they may not be writing proper English when they send emails out to other businesses. And for us in the signage world, right? Who are we talking to? Usually the owner of the business or a head manager that's in charge of the marketing of the company. These are important people who have, made their bones in life. They've been there. They've done it. They know what they're looking at. And so they write IDK. That's not going to fly in the corporate world. So you might want to blind carbon copy for the first month or two. Stay close to them. These are some of the things that I do when I get a new sales rep. These are some of the things that I've been working on and cultivating and working with right now to get intricacies back on their feet with at least 5 sales reps for that company. I truly believe 5 sales reps is the golden for a $6 million a year company, because usually 1 or 2 sales reps are off. I need 2 or 3 firing at that month, so we keep our levels at the same. Since I was going through it, I want to share with you guys. Those are some of the tips and tricks for us for new salespeople coming on. And good luck to you in the hunt for the representation of your guys' company. Talk to you next week.